Howdy, hi, I am Rachel. I'm teacher, healer, author, and modern mystic. And right now I am going to talk to you about my summer solstice guidance. Interesting that last week I had a few issues. Still really felt a massive sense of achievement when I worked around everything, you know, the amount of time that I had wasted. I worked around everything and I got a video out for you rather than normal typed up guidance. Those of you who know me know that even though I do quite a few videos, this still feels quite awkward for me. So I like writing. So got the video out, and guess what? There's no sound on the video. Can't get the sound on the video. Sound is gone. So I am here re-recording it, and there's obviously a reason for that. So I trust the universe and trust there's a reason why the previous emailer which went out. So some of you guys might have opened up the email and gone, what the hell? The guidance isn't there. There's no sound on it. So I'm re-recording it now. This is going to go onto the YouTube channel. It's going to go out on the emailer instead. So this is my summer solstice guidance coming up for you. This is guidance for the next few weeks going ahead. I've not necessarily looked at moons because there's so much coming in off the back of the summer solstice. Okay. Summer solstice is high energy. Summer solstice is the biggest celebration of the whole year, and it's really interesting that it's really not recognized in our modern calendar. Christmas is recognized annual, you know, together, Easter and Ostara, even at Halloween, a lot of the May Day, a lot of the other solstices and equinoxes and Sabbats are recognized in other ways. This one isn't, and it's interesting because it would have been the main celebration of the year. The energy is high at the moment, and I think you guys know, even if you're living in an area at the moment where over the last few days you may have had the rain rather than the sunshine, because that's what we've had in the area I'm in the south of England. It's still high energy. There's still a lot of energy about, and it almost feels like muggy and palpable. This is here to kind of like fill us up, to suck it up. This is the point of the year when we're supposed to be celebrating the most, we're supposed to be having the most fun and the most joy. So if you're not having fun and you're not celebrating, go out of your way to do something. Go out of your way to do something lazy. You know, I always think about like the lazy sunshine, lying in the grass, not your AstroTurf, please, lying in the grass, maybe next to some water, soaking up the sunshine, or what sunshine there is about. This is about recharging your batteries, because we all know, particularly if you're living in this area of the northern hemisphere, and I know quite a few of you are kind of in that proper summer winter balance. Doesn't matter whether you're living in the UK or not, who watch my stuff, you're going to be feeling into the winter energy, which is colder and much darker. So this is your time for sucking it up, for literally like sucking up all the energy from the sun. We are, like, say, share something stupid like 60% of our DNA with bananas. Like, we are just fancy plants, and we absolutely do take our energy from the sun. So if you're somebody who particularly suffers with SAD, then this is the time to really be filling up. And we're filling up not just in the sunshine energy, but energy from friendships, energies from family, that positive, joyous, sun-based energy. So when you think about joy and that beautiful yellow color that comes with that, it absolutely resonates with the sun vibration. So this is the time to be doing stuff that makes you happy. So if you're not celebrating over the next couple of days and doing something specific for the solstice, find something else to do. Find something else to do, because this is the time now when you're supposed to be enjoying yourself, all the way up until mid-August, when the first of the harvest festivals kind of start. So it's really at the moment about, I've planted my seeds, they're all growing, I've done my nurturing, I've kind of got them there. It's just a case now of waiting for everything to come to fruition. The really wonderful thing about this time of year is that you're looking at your achievements, you're looking at what you have achieved. And I do you might find it at Yule, you might find it at sort of Candlemas time, where you're doing maybe a reading for yourself or setting your intentions for the rest of the year. See where you are with those. Look at where you are. Not through the eyes of a perfectionist, because we all know that can sometimes scupper us, but looking at actually considering what I wanted to do, where have I got with that, what's got in my way, how well have I done. And what we tend to do at this time of year is to do a little family ritual where we all write down all of our achievements for the year so far, and we keep those for winter. And every single winter when I open them, I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about that. That thing that I thought of, at the 6 months ago, I remembered that about Dylan. 6 months ago, I remembered that about Alice, or about Aoife, or Matt had found some achievement, or I had found some achievement. And you forget about that in the dead of winter. So you're bringing that sense of achievement through to the winter. When you set intentions for a full year, it's a really, really long time. So where am I? Hello, Claire. So where am I with that? And, what else do I need to do to maybe refocus, do something different? Maybe this actually isn't working for me. Whatever you need to do at the moment to rejig where you are with that. So now is a really good time to kind of readdress that stuff. The other thing is, this is time to start looking at the darkness. And that doesn't mean to say, oh my God, we're now on a downhill slope to winter, because I don't think winter's a downhill slope. This is the highest energy. Hey, Tracy, this is the time when we're going to go, okay, actually, I've got all of this wonderful energy. Where's the darkness starting to come in? And what you're going to find, particularly with the Lilith shift, and I'll talk more about that in just a second, is that we're seeing where the darkness is around us. The energy that you want to take forward with you into winter, the energy that we use around us. Traditionally, it would have been, have I got enough corn? Have I got enough, whatever bits and pieces, the dried food, have I got enough of that for my winter stock? We don't live in that sort of a world anymore. So what is it that I've got around me that's going to get me through my winter? It is the friendships and the relationships, whether that's business relationships, family, your friendships. Which friendships are going to get you through the winter months? And making sure that you turn your attention now, like I said, going out and celebrating, arranging those coffees. If you're in a position where you're still like, oh my God, people, it isn't as busy as you think it is, stay away from the busy places. Ask those friends who you're going to say, look, can we go and get a coffee and go for a walk? Am I going to do, can we do something else? Can we go somewhere else? Can we sit in my back garden? Whatever it is you need to do to start rekindling those friendships at the moment, it's a really, really important time to do it, because it's the right friendships that are going to take you through to the winter. Also, you're going to be aware you are going to have friendships starting to show themselves, particularly over the next couple of weeks, which aren't meant to take you into your winter time. I have several circles. I have my inner circle, I have my community circle, and I have my Arctic circle. So thinking about the people that you want in your life, the people that you want in your community, and the people in between, kind of on the outside, and those you want to fall right off the edge, freeze them right out of the edge. Those circles are important for getting you through the winter with energy, feeling upbeat. So if you find over the next couple of weeks a friendship, or some particular friendships or relationships, and it might be business stuff, isn't resonating, they're going to rear their heads. Now is the time for it to happen. So be aware of those, be aware of readjusting that relationship to where it needs to be. Doesn't mean that you have to fall out with people, doesn't mean that you have to have arguments. There's still people who are very much in that vibration. When I talk about that in a second with the Lilith shift, it's that vibration of, actually, I'm going to cut down the text time. I'm going to cut down the coffee meetups. I'm going to, whatever it is, because I need to leave space in my life for new people to join. And you might think, oh my God, I don't want to lose anything that I've got. Remember, heavy energy is much thicker and takes up more space than light energy. There's energy all around us. There's oxygen and nitrogen and carbon dioxide and all the other bits and pieces all around us all the time. This energy is really high vibe, so you can't see it and you can't feel it. It takes up a hell of a lot less space than the heavy desk, okay? Which is solid and immovable and inflexible. You can have far more high vibe people, lighter people in a space than something heavy is going to take up. So know that if you're moving one person out, you're likely to have 2, 3, 4, maybe even more people coming back into your life because you've freed up that space. Like I said, not always easy, but it's a really important thing to focus on. And, you know, there is, you know, if you need healing around that area, I'm here, about helping with your boundaries and giving yourself confidence in order to attract the right people in your path forward. Okay, so this is a really important time because you want the right people around you to get you through winter, and for you to get them through winter, like, it needs to be that joy on both sides, and you're going to absolutely know to attract that. Okay, when we're looking at the Lilith shift, what you will be noticing, many of us have noticed, particularly those who are very strong with the feminine vibration, women obviously, and very much men who embrace the feminine. This isn't just gay men, this is also men who are emotionally balanced. Okay, so if you're very much vibing with the feminine vibration, Lilith is this energy, and Sabine and I did a really cool chat about it a few weeks ago, where you're gonna see women who, it's that the toxic masculinity expressed through the feminine, so the vengeance, the anger, all of that type of a vibration. Women who want to go out and get what they want to get, and other women look at them and say, oh, what's she doing? Why is she getting that? How dare she step out of what she's supposed to do? Men looking at her, are they seeing her as an equal, or are they seeing her as something else? So it's about women owning themselves in a different way, giving themselves and other women giving them permission to want things in life. Women barely have got over the centuries what they need in life. This is about women getting what they want in life. 2 different levels. You know, what do we need and what do we want are 2 different things, and you're entitled to ask for more than you basically need. You're allowed to get your wants. Loads of people get their wants. Why can't you get your wants too? This will particularly resonate with those of us who are on the emotional, sensitive, empath vibration, that feeling vibration. Okay, you're going to notice bigger shifts with friendships, where particularly with other people who are not going to support your reality when it comes to Lilith. So the positive Lilith is collaborating, celebrating other women, giving other women space, giving other women the space to talk, not talking over them, helping other women, not the competition. So think about collaboration versus competition. What's she doing? Why is she doing that? She's doing something wrong. That stuff when women bitch, and they're going through, why are we slagging her off? Like, what exactly has she done wrong? Those 2 different vibrations. Okay, so people that are not on the same wavelength as you are not going to be going forward with you. Remember, you are creating your own reality. You are creating a reality and a space around you where other people fit in with that. It's not always going to be perfect. You are going to have them coming in out of the sidelines every so often, but generally you want to have women and those who are embracing the positive feminine vibration within your inner circle and within your community as well. Both of those things are really important. Okay, so you're going to find shifts now as we're looking at the dark side. You're not actually looking at the dark side within yourself, you're looking at the dark side around you as you're building up this energy, because you've got to remember, you take energy in from the outside, your food, your sunshine, your joy, all of that is energy that you're taking in from the outside. So look at where you're taking that energy from and recognize the darkness in the outside stuff that's coming in. Really, really important at the moment. Okay, the other thing to think about is the Chiron shift, which I think I'm probably going to, Sabine doesn't know this yet, but I'm going to get Sabina to do a chat with me about this in a few weeks' time. Something she's spoken to me about a few times, and it's the wounded healer. The healer who could heal everyone else, couldn't heal himself, is the legend. And there's been a shift in the asteroid that, I think this is asteroid that works with him, and how that's moving through our solar system. And it completely coincides with a lot of the stuff we've probably been through over the last 2 years, which has been the empath with the boundaries, you know, letting the right people in, healthy boundaries. So not those completely stiff boundaries, but those boundaries which go, oh, I like you, you're part of my tribe. Oh, you? No, sorry. You know, with love, off your toddle. So it's that whole thing about having healthy boundaries, which as an empath you may have seen, and also as an empath, not just getting what you need, getting what you want, that self-sacrificial side going, understanding that what serves your highest interests, what allows you to walk the pathway that you need to walk, what allows you to do what you need to do with your life, is going to absolutely serve other people at the same time, whether they like that initially or not. Okay, you know, you've got a mission, you're here to do your mission, and your soul's telling you to do your mission because you love drawing, or you love writing, or you know, whatever it is that you want to do with your life and you feel drawn to do with your life is your life mission, and you are inspiring other people and helping other people simply by doing what you love doing. Your love and your joy is directing you on your pathway, and other people who are knocking you off of that, who aren't coming in on that love and joy and support vibration, are falling away. So for the last couple of years, there's been this personal shift within Chiron, and within the last few months there's been a really specific, it's interesting, isn't it, Sarah? It's just that everything, like time-wise, how it all falls into place. So the Lilith shift on top of the Chiron shift, so that shift within the toxic masculinity within the feminine, and also that shift for the wounded healer over the last couple of years. So these two things really layered up on top of themselves, and as so it's, you know, if you're an empath and you're coming in that feminine vibration, which you probably are, even if you're if you know, you're a guy, you're going to be coming in on that. If you're an empath, you're going to be coming in on that feminine vibration, because if you link into your emotions, you know, you feel a shift over the next couple of years, last couple of years, and then at the moment it's like bam, 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 bam. There's a reason why there's a Mercury retrograde that's been going on. So it's, everything's happening to shift this stuff out of your life. And for those people who are in a really negative place themselves, to really show themselves. We really prove ourselves when we're going through times of stress. We have had a lot of stress, and those that turn and project their anger outwards, those that bring love, bring joy, help you with your sense of achievement, it's a really important time for that. Another point to make about the achievement, because I'm obviously flicking back now, the achievement, if you have difficulty giving yourself praise and giving yourself kudos, then that's something that you will need to work on, like accepting praise, accepting compliments, praising yourself, all of that type of thing, maybe even praising others. And there's a lot of inner critic work that needs to go on, inner and outer critic. And for some of us, it will be attention to detail, which is naturally within us. Maybe coupled up with outside influences that have gone on in childhood or in school. You've got to remember, our brainwaves really change right up until the age of around 7. You're in school by then. Our bubbies are in school at 4 now. So school has a massive impact on our psychology and the way that we think about ourselves. And if you've been in an environment where you've been highly critiqued at school, or tested even on a regular basis, never quite making the test mark, then that's something that would have impacted at a very young age. So think about that, not just about your home, but about your school as well, and about your own personality. I've got very strong attention to detail, which with a number of other factors around me means that I can be a very harsh critic on myself and on other people as well. Always give that critique with love, and only if they ask for it. Like, you know, I'm not going to come out and randomly say you could have done that better. It's you know, something that I've had to work on quite a lot over my life, which is, you know, one of those things that we all have to deal with in different ways. So if you need to do some work on your inner critic, then absolutely, like, this is a really good time to be doing it, because of this summer solstice energy. Like, the summer solstice energy is fun and bubbly and wants you to have a good time. And so you're probably going to find stuff's coming up which might make you feel inadequate, or might make you feel less than. Go, okay, this is where I need to do my work. I should be feeling happy. I'm not giving myself time to celebrate. I'm not giving myself time off to have a good time. What's going on with that? And that in itself has been something for me. Why haven't I given myself any time off recently? Get yourself in gear, Rach. The point that I'm making is we're never going to live a perfect life, and we're always going to have to rein ourselves in, unless we're a monk living on the hills. Thank you, Siobhan. A monk living up somewhere, which, you know, it would suit me on quite a regular basis, but I've quite clearly chosen this life to shift this shit in this reality. So that is pretty much the guidance that I have for the next few weeks. Have fun. If you're not letting yourself have fun, give yourself a kick up the bum about it. Be aware of those friendships going on around you. Something else which came up this week actually was about, particularly if you're a Reiki healer, sending your energy forward. As a redhead, I used to be very bright red. As a redhead, I tend to get an overcharged battery with the sunshine. It's like my body goes, I was built for snow. This sunshine's too much for me. Sending that healing forward to yourself in the winter time. Just imagine yourself maybe in the winter with a hot chocolate or something like that, needing some energy, and sending that energy forward to yourself in that time and space. So yeah, that's everything in short. I'm going to get this up on the YouTube channel. I'm going to get this out on the mailer, so that those of you who tried to open the mailer and couldn't, or you could but there was no sound, I apologize. It's interesting, isn't it, the silence thing? And that's something that I'm going to have to look into myself, because I've done a huge amount of work on my throat chakra, and that's interesting. So there we go. That's all I'm going to say for the time being, because I don't know what I'm going to do about that healing wise. But that's my thought process. Not just this has happened, why has this happened, and how can I heal this? So I'm going to love you and leave you. Have a really fabulous summer solstice. It is at about 4 a.m. technically, but like the planet isn't that choosy about the exact time. The planet's all good. There's probably some stone circles that you can go to locally. If there isn't one, build one in your back garden. Invite some friends to socially distance, have fun with you, in whichever way you're going to do that. Meet somebody for a coffee. In the minimum, meet somebody for a coffee, and I will love you all and see you soon. Bye.